Our third speaker is Ellen, and the purpose of her speech is to inform or instruct. Her speech title is From Living Large to Living Well, the Tiny House Movement. This is Project 3. Get to the point. After selling her condo, Ellen's been in the rental market for over 10 years, but is once again on a path to home ownership. Tonight, she introduces us to a lifestyle of conscious living through the tiny house movement. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. We've talked quite a bit this evening about living with intention, and I'd like to take that one step further and talk to you about making intentional living a lifestyle through your home. Tiny houses are a movement, have become a movement actually. In the last few years, you might have heard of the show Tiny House Nation. Tiny houses, because of zoning restrictions, tiny houses are actually under 500 square feet generally, and because of zoning restrictions are often built on wheels. So while it is an actual physical structure, like a house, not like a motorhome in terms of metal siding or whatever that might connotate to you, it is often built on a platform with wheels, so you can move it. So the point of living tiny is not to limit your life to a structure, not to say the size of my closet is X feet and I have to lose 90% of my wardrobe. With tiny houses, you want to consider your life and build the house to your needs around your life. So you would want to customize. Tiny houses should be customized and made to fit your living. So I think tiny houses have three distinct advantages, which can be financial, certainly financial, by the limit of their square feet. They're a lot less money, typically under $50,000. So that is definitely one positive aspect. And it can be spatially time to your advantage. It frees up a lot of time. And thirdly, I think that it also lessens your ecological footprint. So you're lighter on the earth. So those are the three advantages that I want to point out to you today. Financially, as I've said, tiny houses are about $50,000 or less, depending on whether you build them yourselves or have them built. So that frees you up in terms of a mortgage and allows you to put more of your money into the community and the hobbies that you enjoy, activities. Put more of your finances into living experiences rather than tangible items. So financially, for me, I've been a renter for 10 years in the Los Angeles market. I'm priced out of buying a home by virtue of my profession, pretty much. And I am looking at taking my retirement savings and making my tiny home for myself, getting out of the rental market, owning a place, paying perhaps a little bit in terms of land rental to wherever I park it, but not spending money on rent per se. And actually being a homeowner, you have a vested interest in your space, and I think a lot more pride. And so in that sense, I think just all of it, more money to spend on experiences, is a huge draw for me. And in that way, I think tiny houses are just an advantage to many different segments, like not only people that are maybe starting in the rental or starting in the home ownership market, but a lot of retirees have taken to tiny houses. A lot of like mother-in-law type living situations where you can have your own space but still be in close proximity to family and friends. And so those type of markets are definitely attracted to tiny homes for financial reasons. Secondly, in terms of space and time, I think think there's a great time advantage to owning a tiny home. You can clean a tiny house in under an hour. You know, because my possessions are limited, I choose them very carefully. So you know, it doesn't take me half an hour to pick out my outfit in the morning. I'm gonna have a specific regimen that will help me to, you know, again, to force me out of my home and into the community, and to make my daily activities more intentional and a lot more perhaps interactive, because I stay in my apartment, in my little four-walled box that is expansive, and yet I'm alone. So when you have a tiny house, I think you are encouraged to live a lot more of your life within your community and pursue more activities. So I'm looking forward to that aspect, in addition to not having to clean everything, not having to maintain everything. You know, I'm really looking forward to having that corner coffee market where I go and hang out and see regulars, and it becomes like Cheers. So in that sense, I'm looking forward to the time advantages to tiny homes. And then thirdly, I think that you are really, there is an ecological advantage to living tiny. Because your footprint is smaller, you're lighter on the earth, and you can give back, you know, pay it forward. Just all the building materials that they use in tiny homes are much safer, because you're limited in space, so of course they want to look at ozones and giving off fumes and all of that. So the building materials are very consciously chosen. You can go green, you can be off-grid, you can have a composting toilet, and you can live that lifestyle to the level that it makes you comfortable. So you don't have to have a composting toilet. You can be plumbed if it's your mother-in-law's apartment, and yet you can have solar panels and be off-grid in that respect, and just be light on the earth. And again, a lot of tiny homes use the outdoors as an extension of the indoors, because you only have so many square feet inside. You might have a lovely deck and spend a good portion of your day outside, and in that way, I think it encourages you to get back to nature, or to be more ecologically friendly, and live with intention, and turn that into a lifestyle, and speak your truth and put it into action. And so in those ways, I'm looking forward to my tiny house journey in the next year, as I've been studying plans and formulating my own build. So thank you for your time. And again, I think that in the financial, the time-saving aspect, and the ecological aspects, I'm looking forward to tiny house living. Thank you very much.